How do you think Brodie Croft looked today?
Thought he looked like Brodie Croft, but in a better coloured jersey.
Leeds has won back-to-back rugby league titles. The golden generation finally has its golden fleece. No England game, it seems, is complete without a Ryan Hall try. Jamie Peacock.
Kevin Sinfield.
Rob Burrow.
Jamie Jones Buchanan for Leeds. It's one of the most popular beards in rugby league now.
There aren't many in Super League that can do that.
We just want to be a great friend, and if we can all try and be a bit of a better friend from time to time, I think we have a bit of a better place to live in.
The Lot Pod is kindly sponsored by Fast Signs. Fast Signs are an established family-run business who've been providing businesses around Leeds and West Yorkshire with effective signs and graphics for almost 30 years. Fast Signs are passionate about helping customers make a statement with signs that are eye-catching, effective and delivered fast. Hi everybody, welcome to the Lot Pod, the Leeds Rhinos Lot 17A podcast, kindly sponsored by Fast Signs. My name's Eddie, and it's now time for a weekly roundup of all things Leeds Rhinos. Just a quick bit of housekeeping before we start. We are aware that we have an issue with iTunes for some reason. We don't know why, but the podcast over recent weeks hasn't been uploading to iTunes. I am working on that. I'd like to thank everybody that's pointed it out to us that the podcast hasn't been available on iTunes. And I'd also like to thank everybody for their patience until it's resolved and we're all back up and running on iTunes. But if you're listening to this, you've found us elsewhere, so that's fine. But obviously we are still available everywhere else, including Spotify and YouTube. There's no Reece this week. He is busy. So it's good old producer Chris. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Stuck with me again.
Stuck with all... We need to get you on a review. We haven't been on for ages in studio.
I'm not on this week neither, am I?
No, it's Cameron. You're part of the podcast. You're hardly on it.
I had a state of being on it quite a lot. And then...
You've had your window, and now you're on, and you're in. We'll just rattle through the club news, and then we'll preview the men's side versus Huddersfield. Results from last week are the under-18s were the curtain raiser to the men's side on Saturday for the Hull KR game, and the under-18s absolutely smashed the Hull KR Academy 52-18. 9 tries scored by 8 different players. And I think there was a few familiar names in there as well. I think there was a Diskin, and was it a Jones Buchanan or two, and a Smith as well. So a few familiar names. Correct me if I'm wrong. The women's side also beat Barrow away 28-10. Olivia Whitehead scoring 4 tries from the wing. It just seems to be a conveyor belt in that women's side of we lose players like Zoe Hornby, but then we get superstars like Olivia Whitehead coming through. It just seems to be the best. I know Saints have got a number, but the best network of women's players, particularly the young ones, coming through at Leeds, which is good. Onto the fixtures. The scholarship side, which are the under-16s, they play their final game of the season away to Warrington tonight as we record. So that's Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think they were winning.
What's special about that? Yeah, it's on now. We think they're winning. Chris can have a quick thing whilst I'm a quick look through whilst I'm reading this out. What's special about the fixture tonight is if they win, they'll have gone the season unbeaten.
Oh, wow.
Invincibles. So that is incredibly impressive. So hopefully the under-16s win tonight. The reserves play away at Huddersfield on Saturday. The reserves have won 4 of the last 5 as they continue their push for second place in the table and to be in the grand final. Are they winning?
No, they're losing 16-0.
Oh, no. So at the final game... Oh, shit. Why do I feel partly to blame? Got nothing to do with me. I'm sure they'll come back and win. They're going to want to go unbeaten for the year. That's the reserves. The women's side take a break from Super League action and the Super League season as they take place in the Nines tournament at Craven Park this Sunday. The women's side are looking to retain their trophy. And finally, the wheelchair side hope to continue their unbeaten season with a win against Hull FC on Sunday. What I'm getting from every other club at Leeds is they're all really good. And the men's side are the bottom feeders. So the men's side have got a lot of work to do because all the other sides are propping our fantastic club up. So that's the club news. On to the preview for the men's side as they take on Huddersfield away tomorrow as we record this. A bit of team news before we jump into it, Chris. Top horror, Fusitu'a is out injured for 3 weeks. The Sam Esse Jr. loan has been extended, so he remains in contention in the 21. Ben Littlewood is back in the 21 as well. Gudemond is still out injured, but Farmer Arthur did confirm in his press conference that James Bentley will be back on the bench. We'll start at the top, Chris, if you don't mind. David Fusitu'a out injured again. How does that make you feel?
I feel sorry for him. I think he's just not had no luck whatsoever, has he?
His body's failing him.
Yeah, I just feel sorry for him, but it gives Edgell another go, I think. So, but yeah, he seems to play 2 games, then he's 3-4 games out. It's just been really bad luck, hasn't it? So yeah, it's been,
and I agree with you. I feel really, really sorry for him because it's a struggle for him. People just say, "Oh, well, his body's, he's got to go, etc." But the mental side for him and how tough his career's been at Leeds, it must be so wearing on him. And I really feel for him.
He's not doing what he wants to be doing, is he? So.
No,
it's
there's going to be no one more frustrated than Dave. Yeah.
So,
but like I say, as you say, it gives a chance to.
Sorry, I think there's a delay in there.
Slightly. We're live about 3 miles away from each other. Yeah, we should have studioed it. We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
So it gives us a Fusitu'a's down again, unfortunately, but it gives a chance to see Alfie Edgell. Does that fill you with excitement? Because every time this kid plays, I'm over the moon.
Yeah. Really like what I've seen of him. I think he's going to make an excellent player. He's just fearless. I like that in a young kid, and I think being a fullback sort of helps him as well. Because they can't target him with high balls and stuff because he's used to taking them. So, he's kind of safe like that. So, yeah, I hope he gets the nod.
I think he will. I think he's not done a bad job there. I think we've got Chev and Grix there to say to Farmer Arthur, he's played well. He's never let us down. He's a developing player. And I think he'll get his chance. And I think he'll score about 6 tries because I always think that anyway. The Sam Esse Jr. loan deal has been extended. Do you think that's a good idea, Chris? Do you think we need props? So
I don't think we've any choice, really, have we? I've been really impressed with his attitude and his intensity and his defence. But he needs to up his work rate. He made 17 metres out of 5 drives.
Yeah.
I know he's only a young kid, so I'm not going in hard on him, but he's got to try and up that, really. Because we don't, apart from Mick, we don't have any props that make any metres. So.
No, they don't do anything. It's just Mick alone. And has been for quite some time, so he does need to. I think It makes sense because we don't have any other props. But like I said on the match review panel for the KR game, if that's what he's throwing up, like the kind of stats and the meters he made in that KR game, I would like to see someone like Ben Littlewood or Little Tom get a chance to kind of show what they've got as well. Can't be any worse than 17 meters.
No. I'd like to see Ben Littlewood in this week on the bench.
I would.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
I think every time I've seen him, he's impressed me. So, yeah, I'm hoping he gets the nod on the bench tomorrow.
I absolutely agree. Farmer Arthur also confirmed that James Bentley's back. Now, he's been out since March with concussion. Do you think we've missed James Bentley, Chris?
I think we always do when he's not playing. Just that intensity and I think Brad Arthur will really like him. I think he'll be his sort of player. As long as he doesn't knock himself out like he did last time they played at Huddersfield. Yeah, but yeah.
Don't do that again, James. That is a good idea. Don't do that again. What do you think? Do you think should we expect the same James Bentley? Do you think this concussion would have changed anything? I get the feeling the way he plays is the way he plays, and he can't really change. Yeah. And I don't want him to change because that's when you don't get James Bentley in full James Bentley mode.
Yeah, no, it'll still go 100 mile an hour. And I think we've seen, I think even last year he cut out the sort of errors as in getting cards and stuff, didn't he? He seemed to calm down a bit with that. But
yeah, massively.
Yeah. So I think, no, he'll go full throttle. He'll probably head eye somebody first tackle.
Hopefully, Jake Connor. Just on Brad Arthur, what have you made of him so far? I think his press conferences are an improvement. I think that I found them really refreshing. What have you made of him?
Yeah, well, he seems really honest about everything, doesn't he? Which I suppose, yeah, I like him. Like direct, honest. He's not. He's under no illusion what task it is. But it's nice to see. I think somebody asked him today, "Do you want to bring in some players? Do you think you've got the players that can do it?" And he said yes. So I kind of like that, even though he highlighted areas where they need to improve. I think it's good coaching to still say, I still think they can do it. So
you can get more out of the side we've currently got.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I've been impressed with him.
Yeah. Me too. I think his press conferences are refreshing. There's a lot of honesty there. And I get the feeling that if he was here longer, like however, he does sign a 2-year deal, I think he'd get really snappy with the journalist. I think he's just on the verge of. There's been many a time where he goes, look, mate, I've just answered this. And I think he's been really polite. I think.
To be fair, Rowan Smith was similar when he gave out journalist when he first started. So I mean, I probably would as well, wouldn't you? Some of the questions they get.
Particularly how they dress. I wouldn't even do the Zoom. I would not conduct a professional media outlet content if someone was sat there on the sofa in the dressing gown. And I ain't joking. I'm not joking. I'd say, look, if you can't be asked, I can't be asked. I'll see you later. And then, yeah, that's a whole other argument. That's a whole other podcast in itself. In terms of the squad then, I'll kind of run through it and get your thoughts on the starting 13 because it tends to pick itself. So I'm going with Miller at fullback, and then obviously the back four of Edghill, Momirovski, Newman and Ash. Crawley combo at 6 and 7. Mick Ackers, S.A. Jr., Reece Martin, James McDonald, Cam Smith. Is there anything there that you feel could potentially change in that starting 13, Chris?
No, I mean, I've seen few people calling for people to be dropped and things like that, but I think the point here is that he's only got 9 games. And I don't think chopping and changing your side is the way to go now. Because if you're wanting to get a specific message to them players, then keep swapping them out. It's not going to work, is it? I think they need to be... I think he'll be as consistent as he possibly can, barring injuries, with the side. Obviously, the bench and things might change depending, and I agree with that. I think just go with what, go with the sort of 13 that you think is the best starting and keep with them. Just don't think chopping and changing is going to help anybody in this instance. And I don't think he will. He doesn't seem that type of coach. I think he'll, like he was really honest about Lackey Miller's mistakes, but also quick to say the positives. So he's not going to just praise him. He's not the type of coach that I don't think that'll just, well, you made some errors, so you dropped. I don't think that's the way to go neither.
No way. Not with Miller. The talent's there. We've seen it. It's going to happen. I've just said on the KR review, he's new to the game, and it were mad, that performance, which is what we kind of said. He got loads of meters. He scored a try. Got his tackle bursts were off the scale, and you're kind of looking at that and say, how are we saying that? But then obviously the errors get. It's crazy. But then I was sort of thinking of it on the drive home as if to say, perhaps that's just what you get with him. You just get a bit of good, a bit of bad.
I think Brad Arthur's a really good coach for someone like Miller. And he sort of said in his press conference, he does things that I can't coach. He brings things to the team that I can't coach, but it's those little bits that I can coach. It's a difficult one, isn't it, with players like that? Because if you tell them to change too much, you lose actually what is good about them.
It's similar to what we said about Bentley earlier, right? Players are the way they are, and if you ask them to change, then you're going to lose more than you'd gain, I feel.
Yeah. So I think the run in with these 9 games, we need to be as consistent with the side as possible.
On the KR review, we spoke about centres, Momorowski and Newman, and how they'd switched sides. We couldn't quite remember why that had happened. Would you be happy if Momorowski went back with Ash and we saw Edgell and Newman partnership together on the opposite side to Ash and Momorowski?
I know why they swapped them, and it was when we had a young winger. Yeah. So that probably means that if Edgell's replacing Fussy Tui, you're not going to swap Momorowski.
No,
because even though he made some poor errors last game, he's still an experienced player, isn't he? So, I thought him and Ash were brilliant, so I don't know why he's not playing there.
No, I don't.
Don't know.
Don't make any sense. Put them back together, get that partnership sparked again. I'm sure Harry and Outfield make a nice combo.
I've always said that Harry's a better right centre anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
He's always played better on the right, so I don't know. But we'll see, I suppose.
Switch them back. What else have I got here? Huddersfield. Is there anything to fear from this Huddersfield side, Chris? I don't think there is. I know they've got Robinson in charge now on the interim, and they're kind of linked with all coaches, including Ron Smith. Is there anything? Do you have any doubts about this Huddersfield side tomorrow?
I wish we'd have played them 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Definitely.
Jake Connor can be good, can't he?
That's next on my list. Jake Connor always plays well against Leeds. In fact, it's the only time he plays well. We should have took him on loan just so he didn't play well against us for those 2-3 games a year.
they've just. I know they beat us that time, but that we beat ourselves that game.
Yeah, I think we were up. Were we up by 12 twice?
Yeah, we beat ourselves. I've not watched that much of them, but whenever I've watched them, they've been absolutely dire.
So hopefully they are tomorrow.
Yes, I don't. And they've just lost the captain, haven't they? Was he the captain? To Warrington.
So. Yeah.
And he was probably the best player. So I don't know. I don't fear him, but it depends which Leeds team turns up. We beat ourselves last week.
Yeah, we did.
I mean,
we did.
I think we're in a winning position. So if Brad Arthur's instilled a bit more of that steeliness in him, yeah, nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear. I think this is the game, and people will say, "You've been saying this all year." That we click and we batter someone. We have to batter someone sometime, and it can't just be London. And I feel this is the one where we say, right, Brad Arthur's here. We batter Huddersfield, and we pick up a bit of confidence to finish the season as we get in the playoffs and go all the way to the grand final and win it. Just on Jake Connor, do you feel he does always play well against us, which is an absolute given? But I feel this Leeds side now is better suited to kind of counteract whatever Jake Connor's got to throw at us. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he's not been good all year, has he?
No. Which makes it quite a head-scratching moment that we were apparently trying to get him on loan.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say to that.
No.
Yeah.
What did you make of the KR game, Chris, and our performance? You mentioned there that we beat ourselves. Were you a bit disappointed, or how did you feel coming away from the game with it being Brad Arthur's first official game as head coach?
I was absolutely fuming with that second half. And you know me, I don't get angry very often, do I? But
no.
I thought it was a pathetic second half.
Yeah,
and just to even be with a chance to win it with 10 minutes to go, and then just the errors that they made, I was fuming. Because the first half seemed good.
Awful.
And that second half, it was just like... That's... The only time I've been more disappointed this year was Saints away.
Yeah.
Even though we've lost some stupid games, that whole KR second half really annoyed me. I was really annoyed.
It was diabolical.
You
were right to be.
Yeah, but it's his first week, isn't it? So it's going to be really difficult to instill some of the things that he wants to instill within a week. So I'm with you, actually. I can see us, if we win tomorrow, winning quite comfortably and playing really well. I think the short turnarounds...
It has to happen at some point this year. It has to happen.
I think the short turnaround...
It's the law of averages, if anything.
Short turnaround, I think it'll do us good. So
I agree with that.
In
the first half, just going back to the KR game, in that first half, did you feel it was, and it still is, very, very, very early days for Brad Arthur, but did you feel there was something, even if it was minor, different in that first half, Chris? Did you see any kind of Brad Arthur effect on the Leeds side?
Yeah, I think we defended with more intensity. But it looked to me, it was totally obvious that that's the first thing he wanted to fix up, because his attack were pretty poor. Which is fine, because I think it is the thing that probably did need fixing up first. So, yeah, defensively, we'd looked to play with a lot more intensity. But my only question is the squad that we've got built to play Brad Arthur type rugby?
Yeah.
So, have we got the players to implement his game plan? I suppose we'll see, won't we?
9 games, 10 games.
Yeah. Because
got to quickly find out.
I don't want him to get rid of the good stuff attacking wise that we can do. Because I think if you drill that out of that side, then that's what they were good at. So he's got a difficult job because
but I'm absolutely adamant he's going to absolutely smash it. Just to finish this weekly roundup off, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to Chris as always. Prediction, Chris. Do you want me to start with Reese's, or are you happy to give yours first?
No, go with Reese.
Reese has said Leeds to win 209. I'm joking. 24-10. So Statman Reese thinks Leeds will win 24-10. What does producer Chris think?
36 points to 8.
Nice. Absolutely lovely. I know that Leeds Rhinos will win 48-4. Thanks to Chris. Thanks everybody for watching. We will be back to review the said Huddersfield game as we absolutely smash them, and we're all clicking our heels together in the Lockpod studio. If you have enjoyed this, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you aren't already. We are making our way to 1,000 subscribers, which will be a massive milestone for myself, Chris and Reese, and everyone else involved in the podcast. If you do listen in, please do rate us 5 stars on Spotify if you think we're worth it. We are. And leave us a review on iTunes. It just boosts us up those podcast ratings more than you would know. Thank you to everybody that's recently done that. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoy the content we make, myself, Chris, Reese, Duncan, everyone else involved, all of our regulars, if you enjoy what we do and you fancy chucking us a couple of quid, please do consider subscribing to our Patreon page. All the details will be pinned on the YouTube top comment below on this very video and all of our other videos. And the details are also available on the Lockpod X at Lot17A. As always, all of our content will always be free. The Patreon page is just there if you want to chuck us a couple of quid to help us improve how we engage with yourselves, how we look, how we sound. All goes towards the channel and making the podcast way, way better. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back with the Huddersfield review. Take care.